You want to optimize your health and vitality. You want to eat one fruit at a time. Okay, maybe you make the occasional exception, but it should be an occasional exception. Every time you combine two different things, you're negatively impacting how well your body can digest and how you can't absorb anything you haven't digested. You can't assimilate anything you haven't absorbed. So you need to digest as well as possible. You're going to do that by keeping your meals to one fruit at a time.
Will you be going over how much of mangoes we should have at a time, or how much?
We need a calculator to see what the amino acid content is. You're going to eat mangoes until your body says that's enough mangoes. Okay? I know it's complicated, right? I mean, ultimately what we're trying to do is get to the point where we can just listen to our bodies. That's it. And I mean, I personally, like, I don't overcommit. The exception is, you know, I'll take a whole watermelon. Sometimes I'll like, we don't have one that's really the size I want. I might get one that's a little bit bigger. And then at the end, I'm going, should I eat these few last pieces anyway? Even though my body's already said, don't need any more, right? That's the dilemma. But for instance, I typically will take one papaya and cut it open, and I'll eat that. The chances are really, really high, because we don't have these giant Mexican feet papaya, that I'm going to wind up eating two of the ones we have. Really high chance of that. But I'm only going to cut one at a time, just in case. Okay? If I'm eating bananas, okay, and I may be eating bananas today, because we've got red bananas. Those red bananas I showed you, yeah, don't ask me if you can have any. Of course you cannot have any. Okay? Those are my favorite things in the world. I'm gonna probably eat some of those bananas today, and I'll probably eat 12 of them, maybe 15 of them. They're pretty small. But I'll take one and pick it up and peel it and eat it. And if I'm still hungry, I will be after the first one, I'll peel a second one. I'm never going to commit to some quantity in advance, because I don't want to feel committed when my body, you know, like emotionally, like we had an intern years ago, actually became a staff member some years back, young Swedish guy who would take a bunch of bananas, I don't know, 10 or 12, I'm not sure how many, and he would mash them up with a fork so they were like baby food. And he liked it that way. And I said to him, you might not want to do that. He said, why not? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, what happens when you mash the fruit up with a fork? It's oxidizing much faster than happens if you leave it intact, right? Because it's protected on the outside a little bit. It's the inside that's going to oxidize. It's going to oxidize. You know, if you take the banana and peel it and take a bite, it's only the part that where you just bit that's now exposed. But if you mash it up with a fork, well, you're probably exposing, I don't know, 50 or 100 times more of the nutrients to oxygen. Okay, so that's not a good idea. But I can tell you what is likely to happen for most people, maybe not everybody, but most people take 10 or 12 bananas, mash them up with a fork, put them on a plate. Now they feel like they should eat it all. They should eat it all. They prepared it, like they're going to feel bad if they throw it away. So they're going to wind up eating more than they need to. Okay? Again, let's, I believe in being transparent. Okay? Sit me down with a bunch of durian. Okay? I'm going to overeat. I promise you. And I'm going to enjoy every second of it. And I'm going to be a little sorry afterwards that I did that to myself. But I'll recover quickly. But if you're overeating at every meal the way most people do, you're going to be functioning at a much lower level of vitality than you will if you don't do that. So you want to really start to listen to your body's signals and learn to stop eating when your body says, that's enough. And when I say that's enough, I don't mean like you don't need to, like you're completely full and there's no more room. That's not what I mean. Enough means you could stop here and feel satisfied and perfectly fine to go live your life the rest of the day or until your next meal, whenever that's going to be. You're okay. Okay? I mean, obviously, if you've eaten nothing yet today, I don't mean those of you fasting. If you're fasting, a tiny amount of food is likely to be plenty for your first meal. That's what you're going to get here. But when you're living your normal life, you're eating, a couple times a day. Let's say it's your first meal of the day, and you're active and you're working, etc. One banana is not going to satisfy your hunger. Okay, if one banana satisfies your hunger, you probably weren't really hungry. Okay, if your body's really hungry, it's going to take more food than that. Does that make sense? I mean, again, we don't want to graze all day. We want to eat no more times than we need to. So you sit down, you eat a meal, you eat until you feel satisfied, not stuffed, not full. Okay? This isn't the American Thanksgiving. If you have to unbuckle your pants, you overdid it. And how many of you have had this experience?
Nope, never.
Yeah. Okay, if you've never experienced an American Thanksgiving, this is what people do. They eat until they're so uncomfortable, they have to open their pants, and then they pass out because all the blood goes to their stomach. And then they wake up an hour later and shove some more food in, usually pumpkin pie. And is this true or is this true?
Yeah,
This is what happens. It's insane.
not only Thanksgiving.
Not only Thanksgiving. Right. Why not celebrate every day? Right? Hi, enjoying my videos? If you'd like to learn much more, check out the Academy for Vibrant Living, where our Vibrant Health course will teach you everything you need to know to take your health to an amazing new level. And if you'd like to turn your passion for health into a lucrative career, check out the Health Coaching course, where you can become a professional certified health coach and help as many people as possible see amazing results.